Welcome back. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. It's time to get an update from the North Central Netball League. And joining me now is the North Central Netball Association President, Kylie Walsh. She's taking over from Jenna Allen. Kylie, great to have you on for your debut here on Flow FM. How are you?
Thank you. Good, thank you. A little bit nervous. I've got big boots to fill with Jenna. Thanks to Jenna for taking over the role last week and the previous season she's done. She's got a great netball head and a wealth of knowledge, so hopefully I can meet up to her standards, Alice.
I'm sure we'll be fine, Kylie. Well, firstly, whilst we've got you, just tell us about your presidency, how long you've been in the game on that front, and then bring us in on any relevant off-season updates that you want to touch on.
Sure thing. So we've North Central Netball Association's introduced a board of management going forward into this year. So this is my first year in this role as president of the board. It took a few years of discussion, but we decided as a unit for the association that was better with volunteers getting a bit more scarce and the pressure on clubs to fill executive roles. We go forward with a board, and now we have a representative from each club, which includes Nullarbor, on the board, which is wonderful. And we just hope that that'll, with the rotation, enable continuity and strength within our association. So it's wonderful.
Perfect. Well, let's take a look at round one and how that all went. So, Birchip Watcham, they took on Nullarbor. You did mention Nullarbor, the new side, of course, in action in the opening round of the season. How did this game go on?
Well, Nullarbor proved that they were a force to be reckoned with. Birchip Watcham seemed to settle into the game earlier than Nullarbor. But it was the second quarter when Jackie Watts and Gemma Fawcett, their accuracy seemed to shine through and demonstrated that Nullarbor were very renowned for their accuracy and determination, and they showed that Saturday. Birchip Watcham are still playing with a few of their new combinations, but they've got these guidance of Kiana Brooks and Sabria Saylor and Maddie Marks out there, so they just didn't seem to find their groove in certain points of the game, but which unfortunately with a few turnovers Nullarbor were able to capitalise on. Birchip Watcham seemed to regain their accuracy in the final quarter, but they just weren't able to catch up the deficit made, and Nullarbor took their first scalp of the season, winning by 7 goals.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I got caught up in the mistake that a lot of people might have made in underestimating Nullarbor just because they're the newbies, but often we do think, well, an expansion team or someone that's, just been sort of formulated in an off-season and coming into a league might not quite be up to it, but of course that's not the case with Nullarbor anyway, so we shouldn't have thought that, they'd be under sort of strength at all, and they very much proved that they were not. So despite coming into a brand new league, a win for Nullarbor, it's a great narrative. We'll see if they can carry it out going forward. Now, we had Sea Lake Nandali travelling to play Bort. How did the Tigers go on this occasion, Kylie?
No, Tigers didn't go that well Saturday. Sport seemed to place their stance on the game very early in this game. They took a lead of 28 goals to 11 by half-time. It was great to see Georgia Hall back on the court full-time, but it seemed to be Amy Dryden. I hope I've pronounced the name right. Sorry, Amy. She shot 37 of the 51 goals for Bort, so she's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the ring. But, of course, there's the combination of Joe and Kylie Isaac. Their pace is amazing down the court, so Bort were just too strong for Tigers this round and won 51-19.
Wedderburn versus Charlton was a game that we thought might be a bit of a close affair. Was it in the end?
Yeah, look, it would have been a great game to watch. There's 6 Lockharts on the team there at Wedderburn Redbacks, and with Tess Jackson home. There was strong Wedderburn families names there, and the combination of Tess Jackson and Courtney Gleeson combining, and up the other end of court with Sabria Thompson and Megan Burns, who was a 2022 A-grade runner-up, best and fairest for the league. They combined at the other end, so I'm sure it was hard work for the goalers at both ends of the court. But it was a draw at half-time, so it would have been a great spectator game to watch. And despite the weather, it probably felt like a final, to be honest. And it looks like Wedderburn just made a few tweaks in their position, putting Grace Lockhart back into the goals with her sister Eliza, who won the North Central A-grade best and fairest and made a few other minor changes that seemed to do the trick, and that allowed their dominance over Charlton and just came through a win by 5 goals. So it's a really exciting game and really positive for Charlton going forward into the season.
There we have it. To round out the opening round of action, we had Donald taking on Witcher-proof Narraport, Jenna Allen's side, of course. So how did Jenna and the girls get on there?
Well, yeah, they've another great game to watch. I shouldn't say the older heads because the girls that I class as older aren't really old at all. I think they would have been the pivotal in the game, to be honest, because credit to Donald, their young team was our 2022 Premiership 17 under A team, and these girls also played in B grade. So their maturity on the court is well beyond their years. But I think the accuracy for Witcher-proof Narraport and netball brain of Nikita Nunn, along with Tessa Coles through the centre and her direction along with Susanna Fawcett, I think that probably played a pivotal role for Witcher-proof Narraport, and that would have assisted their youth that they've got playing amongst them. But from all accounts, Donald, they're very youthful and very fit side. So once they get their groove into the A-grade world, they'll be a force to be reckoned with. And Witcher-proof only won by 5 goals. So I think it was only a few goals splitting them throughout the game. So it would have been a great game to watch.
There we have it. Well, let's talk about the upcoming fixtures for this weekend. Now, this is going to be an extremely hard game to call because Nullarbor, we still don't know exactly where they're at despite that first up win. It's going to be a test for them, as it will be for St. Arnaud, who are coming off the bye from the first round. So a hard game to predict, you'd imagine, Kylie.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not sure of St. Arnaud's lineup this season and how they went recruitment-wise, but I think Nulla will keep their momentum this weekend and come away with another win. I think their accuracy will shine through.
So this will be their first home game in the new league as well, Kylie, a momentous occasion.
Yes, I think all the locals will be out in force around the Woody Oval and the netball court, and that'll certainly bring them home, I think.
The Tigers are up against Birchip Watcham. Which way do you see this one going?
I think Birchip Watcham will probably regroup from last week and probably have a better gel this Saturday, and I think they'll come away with a win over Tigers.
Another hard one to predict is Charlton up against Bort. Who do you sort of fancy here, Kylie?
I think this will be another great game to watch. I think it'll be very close, but I'm predicting that Bort will keep their momentum up from last week and possibly win only by about 4 goals, I think.
There we go. And to round things out, it's Witchy Narraport hosting Wedderburn. Another great game for us to look forward to. Who goes in as favourites here? Oh,
absolutely. I think this game will probably be match of the round on the netball court. This will come down to momentum and drive down the court and naturally accuracy in the ring. But I think Wedderburn will probably come away with a goal. I think it's going to be close quarter by quarter.
Big call indeed. Donald with the bye. Before we let you go, Kylie, let's just find out a bit more about your background. So I assume you've got a playing background.
Yes, I'm a Birchip girl through and through. Grew up playing netball in Birchip and represented North Central throughout my years, and like most, went away for a while and came back and highly involved in the Birchip Watcham Netball Club, and now taking the role over at North Central.
So Kylie, just before we let you go, we've got some other updates just to address. This is in regards to some rep team selections and also an update on how people can track live scores.
Yeah, thank you. We've just finished our junior representative squad selections for their tournament campaigns this year. So thank you to all our volunteer umpires and selectors for their time. It's tricky with so many attendees, but it's really positive for our association to have so many capable juniors coming through the ranks. We actually had 60 players trying out for the positions across 3 grades. So thank you to Sharon Lockhart, our Junior Development Officer, and Nicole Amos, our umpires convener, for their volunteer work to date. Currently, we've had 2 training sessions under our belts and 2 more before our first tournament at Golden City on May 7th. So I want to wish all our squads, our 17 under and their coaches, Nancy Rice and Sarah Adams, and we've got 15 under coach Nikita Nunn, and I'm the 17 under coach this year. So we've got very enthusiastic squads, and I hope they'll have a successful and injury-free campaign. Also, thank you to the players, coaches and umpires that are going to give up their time for their representative campaign. It's a great honour to be involved in. Also, for all our netball lovers out there, we've introduced the live scoring platform this season with Netball Connect. It's great for those who can't attend the game to be able to stay in touch with live scores across the association. I'd also like to thank our generous sponsors of Northwest Ag Services. They provided an iPad for each of our netball clubs across our association so we could access this facility straight away, and also Better Electrical Sanana. They donated covers for the iPad. So it's really generous donations which ease financial costs to clubs, and now we can meet our scoring obligation with Netball Victoria for this live platform. So it's wonderful that we can access, if you can't get to the game, you can access Netball Connect and hop on our live scoring app and see what's happening around the trap.
There we have it. Excellent work and a fantastic debut as well. Kylie Walsh, President of the North Central Netball Association. Great to have you join us. We'll speak to you next week. Enjoy the netball this weekend.
Thank you. Will do.